This is Salisbury Cathedral. Over today and tomorrow I'm going to be walking from here to Winchester Cathedral using the Clarendon Way. It's a 26-mile route. I am camping overnight, hence I have a bigger rucksack which contains all of my food, camping gear and everything for the next 2 days. And I'm really looking forward to it. It's the beginning of February, it's very mild, and we shouldn't even have any rain. Excellent. Just come through this under the major road. I found the first sign for the Clarendon Way. Been walking for about 1 mile and that's the first sign I've seen, so hopefully it'll be well signposted from here. Just beginning to leave Salisbury behind. A bit of pavement walking for that first mile. Right, so less than 2 miles out of Salisbury, now entering the Clarendon Park estate, which leads up to the Clarendon Palace, ruins of anyway. So far signage has been no problem, really easy. So yeah, off the main roads now, onto tracks. And today's shaping out to be quite good. It's very peaceful on a Monday morning in February doing this walk. You can just see Salisbury Cathedral spire in the background. Only a short way into the walk you actually come across the ruins of Clarendon Palace, which was a royal palace before falling into disrepair. It's now being tended for by this lovely bunch of alpacas or llamas. I know one of them spit. I'm hoping they aren't the ones that spit. It's difficult to believe that this was once a grand royal palace, but it was. Oh, and this was the royal courtyard. After the remains of Clarendon Palace, climbed up the hill and now going through Home Copse, which, despite all the rain we've had recently, is actually remarkably dry. Well, it's lovely to be on a waymarked path after last week's Majesty of the Wiltshire Downs, which was not a waymarked path. This one's really well signposted. I think the Clarendon estate are very keen for you not to deviate. I will put the link to the long distance walkers GPX file that I'm using for this walk in the description, but so far no problems with navigation. I think the Romans might have invaded sometime. Lovely beech trees as you walk through here. If I was coming the other way and camping, I'd be tempted. There's a little path that goes up behind the back of the imaginatively named 4 cottages. I have to say, the signage has been absolutely brilliant on this walk so far. We've come down into the village of Pitton. And I do love to see a telephone box that's been repurposed. Yeah, some thatched cottages. They're a lovely bus stop if it was raining. The signage continues to be brilliant. And I'm crossing straight over. The path rises quite a lot as you leave Picton. Yeah, the path is very well signposted through Picton. Always a bit wary of videoing people's houses, but if you are going through Picton, there's some very pretty houses. I would particularly look out for Apple Cottage and Pear Cottage, which are just opposite Black Lane. Didn't find any water though. I was hoping to find some water. Oh. Lovely views around here. All Saints Church is a lovely stone and flint building with a really old graveyard attached to it. It's obviously still in use because there's a newer part to the graveyard the other side. I came in to see if I could find any water, but unfortunately there was none. Worth a visit though. After you leave All Saints Church, the signage appears to turn off to the right and go across the fields, but the OS map has it bearing off to the left and going to a place called Hare Warren, which is where I am now, and joining up with the Monarch Way. Since that point I haven't seen a sign for the Clarendon Way, but I'm definitely on the right track according to the OS. So it'll be interesting to see if at the next village the paths rejoin again. But I think for the moment I haven't got any signage, so I'm going to have to use the OS. But I have to say, this is a very lovely path. Oh, I've come across this signage on the other side from Middle Winterslow. So there obviously is a discrepancy between what is on the OS and what is in the signage. I'll mark on a map which way I came in red, and I'll mark on a map the way that I think the signage is going on blue, which should now be on your screen. It looks like they've changed it so you don't have to walk along the road in Middle Winterslow, which just now was very busy and there isn't any pavements. So it might be why they've redirected it, and you can make up your own mind. Now I'm skirting the edge of Middle Winterslow, going down this lovely track. I'm all for good signage, but I think somebody's got a little bit overboard with the signs around here. We go down here. As you come out of Middle Winterslow, you go down this road, which is a Roman road apparently. On it for about a mile and a half. At a crossroads of many paths. Some lovely views. Dropping down now on this old track into Broughton. Nearly the end of my water, so it needs must. I'll actually have to buy some, but the path goes past the church, so I'm a little bit hopeful. Just walking through Broughton at the moment. No joy with water at the sports field, but at least the road has a designated walking bit for pedestrians, so I haven't got the same problem I had at Middle Wintersome. I'd love to see what's on the other side of that. Did a bit of repair work up at the end. There's a lot of crows around here. I feel like something out of the Birds movie. If I don't come back, they're the ones who got me. And it was all going so well. Clouds have decided to dump on me. So we've now got water everywhere. But I also have some in my water containers, so I'm quite happy. I've got about another 5 miles to go before I stop for the day. So yeah, it could have been worse. Coming across the valley bottom after Halton. It's yeah, rain's carrying on. But I've just seen a young child who's reminded me what rain is all about. He was jumping in puddles and thoroughly enjoying himself. Brings a smile to your face. His mum said I was brave. My wife says I'm mad. I'll leave you to decide. Walking down into King Somber now. My campsite is somewhere. Where I'm camping is somewhere up on that ridge over there. So I've just come up down here into King Somber. And what you can do, you cross over this bit of road near Goose Hill. And then we go up here. I have to say, King Somber is a very nice place. It's a lovely river which at a stretch you can get water from, no doubt. Nice signage for the path, and a corner stores should you be running low on supplies. As you come out of King Somber, there's a bit of a climb. But I've only got a couple of miles till I camp tonight. And I've saved a bit of my wife's flapjack, so looking forward to that. Come over the rise after King Somber. A lovely view out here. Made even better by the fact that the rain has all but stopped. Well, I don't know whether it's the effect of that hill after King Somber, or this mud is becoming very claggy underfoot, or my legs are just getting tired. But my pace has slowed. Bracing myself for the last climb of the day. Somewhere up the top there is where I'm going to put my tent. It's 4 o'clock. I've got about a mile to go and about 40 minutes till sunset So I'm not in too bad a shape. It's a lovely view at the top of that climb. It's 5:45, sunset is in 1/4 hour. I'm in this lovely woodland. My tent is set up for the night. I just need to make my dinner, which looks like it's going to be done by torchlight, which is fair enough. I've done 20.6 miles today, 18.5 of those on the Clarendon Way, which means I've got about 8 miles to do tomorrow morning. I'll see you in the morning. Sunrise on the campsite. Just tidying up. A reasonably good night's sleep. Breakfast is just waiting for the coffee, and then it's time to move out. But that's sunrise. Just coming through there. Following the principles of leave no trace, I can now return this woodland to the creatures who kept me company quite a lot of last night. There's definitely some deer and some foxes. But yeah, nothing left behind. All good. There we go. Back on the trail. One of the advantages of wild camping. Doesn't take long to get back to the trail. Got lovely views this morning. Just off the Clarendon Way is Farley Mount, which commands a very impressive view of the area, being the highest point in Hampshire, I'm led to believe. The mount itself is a folly to a horse. Fell into a chalk pit in 1733, and a year later won a race, and its owner had this folly built to it. Apparently it is buried underneath it. If you are over or walking the Clarendon Way and looking for somewhere to sit out of the rain, there is actually a little seating area in there. Not quite big enough for me to sleep in, but it would have been an idea. But there are quite a few benches because the view is quite impressive. There is actually a car park just there, which you can park at to go to the Farley Mount. One of the places I've been told to visit is Crabapple Wood, so I'm going to visit there on my way around, I think. Crabwood. This is a track alongside the minor road after pit down in the Farley Country Park. Very welcome alternative to walking on the road. Good mobile phone signal around here. Just past Pinset Scout Camp. Finally got rid of my rubbish from last night. So now walking along the edge of this golf course. Would be nice to walk in it, but there doesn't appear to be a facility for that. We're actually on this road without a path beside it. That's where I've just come from. There's this lovely carved part of a tree. So, about 3.5 miles from the cathedral on the Clarendon Way now. Seems a bit strange after the peace and solitude of last night and this morning. After that junction, you go down towards St Stephen's Roman Catholic Church. Now, Oliver's Battery North Don't do what I did and start walking down that hill. I'm sure there's a sign somewhere. That was a mistake I could have done with that. Ooh, it's raised my heart rate. It's quite a steep hill. Don't make that mistake. We're provided with a underpass under the A3090, which has been decorated by local people. I've taken refuge in many a underpass during the rain on a walk. Well, after much faffing about, I discovered I don't go through this park, although I did discover a nice water tap and all that nice stuff, and my footpath goes up there. Morning.
Morning.
Right, I'm finally off housing estate paths. The signage in cities and towns is generally not as good as it is in the countryside, and as a shocking generalisation, the bigger the city or town, the worse the signage. It's been pretty appalling since I came into Winchester. My average speed today has been 2.8 miles per hour. Normally it's up nearer 3, and that's purely faffing around, which is a bit frustrating. Morning, horse. This walk is very good, despite my moaning about the bit in Winchester. I know I'm contradicting myself. It's really good. A lot of variety. Up until Winchester, really easy to navigate. You just have to know what you're doing once you get to the cities. Look, having said that, there's a sign. I just entered White Shoot Ridge, which is very pretty. And if I'm not mistaken, that is my first view of a Winchester Cathedral. As the Clarendon Way doesn't actually officially go along White Shoot Ridge, I have to come off and go onto White Shoot Lane, which, as you can see, is more of a track than a lane. Ever since I had a go about the signage, it's improved remarkably. Ooh, my first bridge of the walk. When I walked this route before, I saw a vicar. He asked me if I was walking the Clarendon Way, and I said no, but maybe next time I come down this way and see you, I will have walked it. Well, I've just seen him walking up towards Wolf Hill. Less than a mile to go now. This part has been very pleasant. The water is very clear. Right, final little sprint into Winchester Cathedral area. Well, it was 9 miles this morning in the end. I think getting lost wasn't a great idea, but I've now completed the Clarendon Way. I'd recommend it. It's a good walk, well signposted, apart from in Winchester. It's a good challenge. It can be done in a day if you do it in the summer. If you do it beginning of February with a desire to do a bit of camping, you can camp overnight. There are wild camping sites, but as always, pitch late, leave early, and leave no trace. Well, please comment, please subscribe, please like, and until next time, Goodbye.